The first step to creating the perfect Amazon product listing is to add your product. And in this video, I'm going to go step by step, a full tutorial on how to not only add your product to Amazon, but how to make a product listing that's going to help you sell your product. And once you add your product to Amazon, you're going to have to add the main image. And the main image is what shows up in the search results when people are actually searching for whatever your product is. It's going to show up here in the search results. And I'm going to show you how to make a main image that's going to make people want to click on your listing. Then I'll talk about some of the side images here, and these help you to sell your product. When people are looking at your Amazon product page, the main thing they're looking at is the main image, the side images, the reviews, and the title. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is how to create a title. Again, when people are searching for your product on Amazon, this is the next thing they see. And we're going to talk about how to include search terms, keyword search terms in your title in a way that's going to make not only the algorithm put you to the top of the search results, but also make a title that's going to make people want to click on your listing. After that, we're going to talk about all the bullet points here because this is another way for you to sell your product. When people are looking at your product listing, they're going to look at the bullet points and you're going to want to convey the benefits of your product. And I'll show you some ninja hacks on how to do that. But also, you're going to want to make sure you add in the different keywords to your bullet points. We'll talk about all this in depth later. So if this is really fast, don't worry about it. We're going to go into more detail later. And then we're also going to talk about the description for your product listing. I'm also going to throw in some bonus things here that I don't see a lot of people talking about. Things like enhanced brand content, this A+ content, and some other tricks, including like some tricks on the Q&As on how to get more traffic, how to get more sales to your product listing. So let's get started. The first step is to go here and click Add a Product. Now, when you're adding your product, if you're selling a product that already exists, you're going to search for the product that already exists on the Amazon platform. But that's not what I recommend. I personally don't recommend selling products that already exist on the Amazon platform. That's wholesale, that's retail arbitrage. Those aren't the models that I like to do. I'm all about creating what I call a passion product. And a passion product and private labeling, either one of those, you're going to have to click, I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon. And for anyone that doesn't know, a passion product to me is a unique product, something different, something that's better than the competition, ideally a product that you're passionate about. And my product right here, this is a product I've been selling for a while now. It's a product that I'm passionate about. But in today's video, what I'm going to be showing you is step-by-step how I'm creating a listing for a product I'm not even selling yet. I'm going to start selling this product next Tuesday. So I'm going to be launching it live on this channel. I'm going to be doing a full YouTube live on the day of the launch. So look for that. It's going to be all day. I'm going to be sharing my real sales numbers. So this is the product that we're going to be adding to Amazon. And some notes, we don't have a lot of other images here, but that's okay. Don't worry about that. The first thing Amazon's going to ask you is to pick what your product category is going to be. And this doesn't have to be perfect. You can always change it later. But what I recommend doing is just searching for your product in the search, like something that you think is similar to your product, and picking that as your category. If you're still unsure of what category your product should be, you can look at similar products to yours and see what category they make their product. So for me, my product's not a cashew butter. It's actually a macadamia coconut cashew butter with cacao added to it, but this is the closest category. So I'm just going to go ahead and click that and say that that's the category. The next thing we're going to do is just fill out all this information. I'm going to explain what all this is. We'll put a temporary product name and we'll just call it Performance Nut Butter Cacao. And we'll change that later. Obviously, in just a minute, I'm going to show you a more in-depth way on how to come up with the title. And your product name is going to be the title for your product here. The next thing we're going to look at is the brand name. And I have another video where I've talked in depth about this, but if you are brand registered, you're going to be able to use whatever your brand registered name is. If you're not brand registered, go ahead and put in whatever your brand name is there. For the manufacturer, I'm going to put Better Nut Butter, which is my LLC company. And then the unit count. So my product comes in little pouches and there's 10 pouches in a box and each pouch is 1 ounce. Now, one thing I didn't mention is this product ID. And the product ID, there's a few different ways you can do this, but most people are going to use UPC codes. And you can buy UPC codes from this gs1us.org or I don't recommend doing this, but you can go to eBay and get them for a lot cheaper. I've had some friends that have had success doing this, but technically it's against the rules for Amazon. Amazon wants you to buy the legit GS1 barcodes, but those can be expensive. These are around $250 for I think 10 of them or so, where the barcodes from eBay are a lot cheaper. But it's up to you if you want to do it the legitimate way or the kind of shady way. But you'll select UPC code. If you're not using UPC code, there is ISBN if you're doing books and a few other values that you can use. After that, you're going to go over to the offer thing and you're going to have to select what you want your seller SKU to be. And you can put whatever you want. This is an internal thing. It's just for you. So I could just put PNB cacao box. Condition is probably going to be new if you're selling a new product. And the price, I'm going to put $27.99. And for the quantity, so quantity, if you're doing fulfilled by merchant or saying that you're willing to ship it yourself, put in the quantity that you have in your house. Now, I don't recommend doing this. I highly recommend doing fulfilled by Amazon. And fulfilled by Amazon is where you send your product into Amazon's warehouse, and then when you get an order, they ship it out for you. And this is going to increase your sales. This is how you get on Amazon Prime. By far, this is the way to do it. So the next thing we're going to want to look at here is an image. And you're going to want to add a main image for your product. And for me, I like using computer rendered images. And what I mean by that is some people prefer to use photographs. They prefer to take an actual photograph with an old school camera, but I don't think that's the best way to do it. I think this computer rendered image is actually, it looks more professional. It looks a little bit more polished. You can get angles and you can get things that you can't get with a typical camera. Let me give you an example of this. I actually helped my girlfriend create this product that's called Vino Cards. And this whole setup right here, you see how we have all the cards fanned out? We could do that potentially with a camera, but it'd be a lot more complicated. I think we got this image for maybe $50, $100, a computer rendered image. And it looks, from this point of view, it looks like a real image of the product, but it looks a lot more professional. So I recommend getting computer rendered images, at least for the main photo. And another point that I want to add is you want as little white space on the edge of your photo as possible. As you can see here, I cropped it so that right at the edge of the product, it's cropped. And the reason for this is if there's a lot of white space, your image is going to be really small. It's going to be in the middle. If there's less white space, it's going to make your product image bigger. And this is a big mistake I see a lot of people making. Another thing you want to do is you want to show not just your box, not just the outside of the box, but like what's on the inside. You can see that we did that here, where this package here, they didn't really show it. I mean, their box is okay, so they can get away with that because these cards will get you drunk. That's pretty funny, and that's not bad. But a lot of times I see people showing just the outside of the box when people are actually buying the thing that's inside the box. Another thing you're going to want to do is add all these side images, all these other images. And the way to do that is just go here and click upload and add more images. So you can add quite a lot of images here. It looks like you can add the main image in about eight side images. And they've changed this every once in a while. So you can have about 9 photos total. Now, I haven't done this yet for Performance Nut Butter Cacao. And I'll tell you, there's a few different things that I'm looking to add. I'm looking to add things like action shots, showing people using it in action, showing how the product can be used. So my product it's a nut butter product, and you can eat it straight out of the pouch. You can put it on toast. You can blend it up with coffee, or you can add it on top of your favorite dessert. I'd also show it like, okay, this is how you rip it. The whole point of adding all these side photos is to make people understand what it's going to be like to own your product. That's the problem with buying things online is they can't hold it in their hand. They can't decide like, oh, how much does this weigh? What does this feel like? So you need to replicate that experience with all these other images. And you can see one thing I did here with this image is adding the nutrition facts. What are the questions that people are going to have about your product? And to be honest with you, with my product right here, I didn't do a great job, but I do have a friend that he is a friend and mentor that actually, he does a really good job. So his extra images, he has things like this where it's like, oh, successfully funded on Kickstarter. I really love this image. It shows you how to use it. Step 1, 2, 3. He also talks about what's in the box. So he shows the box and he shows what's inside of it. Okay, 1 apparel unit, 2 N2O chargers, all this different stuff. So what I'd recommend doing is going and looking on Amazon for similar products to yours and see who does a really good job and replicate that and do it better as much as possible. The next key to a perfect Amazon product listing that's actually going to help you sell your product is the title. And it's important to remember that at the end of the day, Amazon is a search engine. So for instance, if someone searches for wine flashcards, that's exactly what my girlfriend's product is. We want that product to show up to the top of the search results. So how do you do this? Well, first off, something that I want to note is this right here, these search terms that people are searching for, these are called keywords. So you need to figure out what are the keywords people are searching for that when they find your product, they're going to be like, wow, that's the perfect product. That's exactly what I want. The way to do this is to use software, and one software that I recommend is Helium 10. And I'm gonna do a video in a few weeks where I talk about how to actually do keyword research for your Amazon product listing. So make sure to hit that subscribe button to get that. But what I already did is I came up with a list of keywords that I thought people, when they search, they're gonna wanna find my product. They're gonna find my product and they're gonna be happy about it. Keto nut butter, that describes my product. Vegan-friendly snack, ketogenic snack, cacao, 100% cacao. When people type in 100% cacao into the Amazon search engine, I want my product to come up first. So basically, I looked up all these different keywords that describe my product, and at the same time, keywords that in Amazon, I want to rank at the top of the search results for, and I crafted a title. And the title that I came up with, I'll show you right here, is Performance Nut Butter Cacao, Macadamia, Coconut, Cashew, 100% Cacao, Chocolate, Keto, Nut Butter, Fat Bomb, Paleo and Vegan Friendly, Plant-Based, and Whole30 Approved Ketogenic Snack. Now, that's all right. I did this right before the video. It's not the best title. As you could hear, as I was reading it, it's not very friendly. It's not very human friendly. But on the plus side, it's stuffed full with a lot of keywords. And Amazon determines how high up in the search results they're going to put your product based partially on your title. And so if Amazon, for instance, sees, oh, wine tasting game, they're more likely to put Vino cards at the top of the search results when someone types in wine tasting game. Now, another key is the closer to the front of your title your keywords are, the more likely that Amazon's going to rank it higher up in the search results. Normally speaking, I would not recommend using the brand name as the start of your title. Now, my title's not the best right now. This is just a rough draft, and that's a key part of this whole thing I want to let you know. You can always go back and change it. So I'm going to start with this as my title because I'm already selling a product on Amazon called Performance Nut Butter, and I want to make sure I rank for my own keyword, Performance Nut Butter. And a lot of people I know are going to be searching Performance Nut Butter Cacao because I'm doing an entire marketing campaign, an entire launch strategy campaign around Performance Nut Butter Cacao. And I have another video I'll link where I talk about my launch strategy. But what you're going to do is once you've crafted your title, go ahead and copy it, go here, and let's go back to the vital info and paste it in there. Now, after this, the next thing we need to talk about is the bullet points. And this is something that a lot of people overlook. And one thing I like to do with the bullet points is for the first line, I like to put it in all caps, which makes it really attention grabbing. And a big mistake I see a lot of people making with their bullet points is they talk about technical facts of their product. They say, oh, 10 1-ounce pouches. Nobody cares about that. Talk about the benefits. Why do people want your product? So one thing I did is delicious and satisfying. Fuels your power, not your cravings. The reason for this is a lot of people are buying this product because they want something that's going to make them feel good, make them feel stronger. So I made it very clear it fuels your power, not your cravings. Another reason why, another benefit of my product is it's 100% real, 100% natural. And I do want to mention that I like, whenever possible, adding numbers, because if you look at a big block of text, the thing that really stands out is the numbers, 100% real, 100% natural. So go through and try to think of why are people buying your product and try to elicit emotions in them. People don't buy, and despite what we think, they don't buy for logical reasons. People ultimately buy with a thing that's going to make them feel good, or at least they think is going to make them feel good. So really hit hard the emotions that they want to feel. Now, one ninja hack is at the end, your last bullet point, make sure that you say 100% satisfaction guaranteed or have some kind of money back guarantee. Now, here's the trick. On Amazon, everything has a 30-day money-back guarantee. If someone buys your product and they don't like it, they're going to be able to get their money back within 30 days anyways. So why not like hit them over the head and make it very obvious that if they buy your product, it's not going to be a risky thing, that they can buy your product and not have any fear. And there's a lot of psychology behind this. People are scared to buy things because you're spending your hard-earned money. This is one of the reasons why with my Amazon course, I have a 30-day trial. I let people try it out for 30 days, and if it's not right for them, hey, I'll give you all your money back. But it's called a risk reversal. Because normally when people buy something, all the risk is on them. It's like, I'm spending my money, I'm taking this risky opportunity. But what you're gonna do in your bullet points is what's called a risk reversal and say, no, I'm the seller of this product, I'm the owner of this company, I'm taking all the risk. I believe in this product so much that if you try it and for any reason you want your money back, I'll give you your money back in a second. So once you've written out all your bullet points, which I've done here, you're going to copy them and you're going to paste them into, well, actually, here's a thing. You're going to need to click the Advanced View tab. This is going to show you some more things here. And you're going to need to go into the description. And then under Key Product Features, this is the bullet points, you're going to paste, click Add More, and then go through and paste the rest of your bullet points. Once you've done that, it's time to start working on your description. And the description, there's two different types of descriptions that you can have. You can have the enhanced brand content, and you need to be brand registered to do that. Again, I did a video about that. I'll link up here. And to get brand registered is pretty easy. You need to have a trademark though. So if you don't have a trademark, you're not going to be able to get brand registered. But brand registry lets you have this A+ enhanced brand content, which looks really cool. It allows you to add images. It allows you to do a lot of great stuff. Another thing by being brand registered, it allows you to do is actually have a video on your page. So I've got this video right here on my page. So you want to try to get brand registered if you can. In fact, in my opinion, the only reason to get a trademark is to get brand registry. But if you're not able to do that, you're going to be able to do a description like this. And I recommend, if you're going to do your description, again, talk about the benefits of your product. The whole point of the description, the whole point of your Amazon product listing is to convince people to buy your product. So focus on the benefits. And there's a lot of different strategies to do this. I like this strategy of kind of a main title and then little sub bullet points. And what you can do is you can type out in a Word document what your description, what you want it to look like. Now, you do need to add some HTML, but Amazon doesn't accept bolding HTML. They don't accept a lot of different things. So what you're going to do is copy whatever you type out as your description, go over to this site, wordhtml.com, go ahead and paste it in, and you can paste as plain text, click on HTML, and boom, it'll format it for you properly. So let's go back over here, and we'll paste that in here. Now, before I talk about some of the more advanced like ninja hacks, one thing I do want to mention is variations. And the way that variations work is if, for instance, you want to sell a lot of different colors, then you're going to want to set up variations because you have the main product page, but within that you have what's called child variations and all these different colors. And I'll show you quickly how to set that up, but most people aren't going to have to worry about this. So let's say you wanted to have blue and then you wanted to have black, red, and so on. You just click add variations. And that way, if you want to do different prices for each one, you could do different prices. But one thing to note is each one of these variations is going to need a different UPC code. But this allows you to add variations if you feel like that's something you need to do for your product. Again, most people aren't going to have to deal with this. For instance, my product, it's just one product. It's just, there's no variations. It's just a single product. So it's not a big deal. And in fact, generally speaking, if you only have a few variations, I'd recommend doing it as different complete product listing pages. Now that's up for debate and there's different things to consider for that. Another thing we didn't touch on in depth in this video that I do want to mention is the keywords. And you can go into this, you want to find what you want to rank for in Amazon and paste it into this search terms, because this allows Amazon to know what keywords you think you should be ranking for. And I'm not saying it's going to rank you, but it's going to take that into consideration. And again, I'll do a video in a few weeks talking in depth about how to find search terms for your product. But now I want to talk about some of the ninja hack features that not a lot of people are talking about. And obviously I've already talked a little bit about enhanced brand content. Let's talk about how to get that set up. And you'll go back to your Amazon Seller Central page. and then you'll go up to advertising and A+ content. And I'll do a much more in-depth video about that if that's something you guys are interested in, but you'll start creating A+ content and it'll allow you to add this kind of amazing content. Another ninja hack when setting up your product listing is think about the questions and answers. Now, I will be honest, this is probably somewhat against terms of service, so do it at your own risk, but I know a lot of people that they'll have their friends ask questions like, are these Whole30 compliant? Now, I don't do this because I'm very public, so I make sure not to do anything that would be a little bit shady, but you can have your friends ask questions and then answer them. And that way, anybody that looks on your product listing, and if they have a question about your product, they'll go down here, because you got to keep in mind, most people on the internet love reading reviews. They love reading the questions and answer sections, but they're not going to ask the questions themselves. So if from day one you have a bunch of questions answered already, it'll help alleviate people's concern. Another little ninja hack is you can actually offer your product if they buy in bulk for a discount. I'll do a video about this in the future if you're interested in that, but basically you go into advertising, and then I believe you go into promotions, and there's a few other steps to set that up. But one other thing I want to mention, because I think it's so important, is reviews. Really, your goal, when people are looking for your product, when they're searching for your product, your goal is to get them to click on your product. And what do they look at? Let's look at this. They look at the main image, they look at your title, and they look at the reviews. And I would say the main image and the reviews are probably the two most important things. So I'll do a separate video if you guys are interested as well in that, talking in depth about how to get reviews. But I actually already did a video talking about my product launch strategy. And the key is try to build up your product and build up the audience for your product before you ever launch it, so that when you go to launch it from day one, you'll get a spike in sales, you'll get a spike in reviews, and Amazon will put your product to the top of the search results. And the biggest lesson I have for you is get started right now, because you can always change your title, you can always change your bullet points, you can always change your main image and all these kind of things like that. And even though it can be scary, trust me, this product right here, it's taken me a year and a half in production, in R&D to get ready. And I actually did a video, I'll link down below, talking about how I lost $15,000 in the manufacturing, the R&D for this product. And that's not even including my first round of production. And if you want to learn from my mistakes so you don't make those mistakes, click on that video. I'll see you in the next video. And remember to enjoy the journey. It can be tough at times, but it's 100% worth it.